Hello shrimp and fish people, and welcome back to Corner Tank Corner. It's been a while and I think I owe you guys an update on my shrimp tank room, okay? So there's a few updates, a few changes, few ups and downs, some casualties, some newborn babies, and yeah, there's a lot of updates. So without further ado, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into the update, and I'll start from this side here. Alright, so this bottom tank here, I got the Tangerine Tigers. There's quite a few in there. Quite a few. I'm gonna try to keep this video very short. So I only started with 3, 2 females, 1 male. They were in another tank. Now I moved them to this tank and they're just exploding. There's hundreds and hundreds of babies. Let's see if I can focus. Tons of babies everywhere. Alright, sorry for the glare, but as I said, this tank is doing really well. This tank had 2 shrimps, Bloody Mary culls and Tangerine Tigers, but looks like the Tangerine Tigers are taking over, and there's only a few Bloody Marys that I can see now. So that tells you that there is competition, and one shrimp will always be stronger than the other. Okay, so moving on to the next one. This tank used to be the pure redline shrimp tank. Now it's pretty much just a holding tank for some of my fish for my other tank that I tore down. Yeah, 2 sponge filters. Fish are doing fine. I don't think I will keep them there forever. This is still gonna be a shrimp tank eventually. Right now it's just holding tank. Okay guys, moving on to the next one. This is the simple shrimp tank, and I apologize for not putting any updates about it. This tank never really became anything other than a holding tank. I acquired a whole bunch of Bucephalandra and I threw it in there, and threw in my Bloody Mary shrimps. So that's what is inside right now, if I can find any, because there's a lot of plants. Okay, so focus. There you have it. That's the Bloody Marys. One of them anyways. Some of them are swimming around. So, but I promise you, this tank is gonna get an overhaul. It will become a shrimp tank, a proper one anyways. I'm gonna have to, pull everything out, not the sand, just the plants, and rearrange it. Since last time I added just another sponge filter there. I got 2 breeder boxes because, as I said, it's just my holding tank for other stuff. There's some interesting shrimps in this one. They were culls from my Blue Dreams. They're really tiny and almost clear with some red pattern. So I put them here, but I'm not sure if I'll keep them. I can't see them right now. So alright, so that's the simplest shrimp tank for now. So okay, so moving on to the next one here. This here is not a shrimp tank, although there is a few shrimps in here. This is the Blue Star Antler tank right now. I got about 6 males and 1 female, and now there's well over 20 fish. Did I say shrimps? No, fish. One interesting fact about these guys: they don't. They're breeding, but they're not really exploding in population. They usually have 1 to 3 babies. I'm not sure if it's because these females are a little smaller. And I also control the temperature. So with the temperature, I control the sex of the gender of the fish. So 26 degrees will give me males. 23, 22 will give me females. So I keep the ratio of males higher than females, and that way it's not getting crazy in population. There's a few babies you can see swimming around. Can you see it right? There's one right there. Anyways, they're actually bigger babies. These babies are bigger than guppy babies. Maybe that's the reason why they only have few. and you probably heard that antlers don't eat their babies. So maybe that's why they don't eat them, because the babies are bigger and they can't really fit them in the mouth and eat them. Alright, so anyways, I was one of the antlers, so now I got these guys and they're awesome. They're really, really beautiful. Look at that blue. They're awesome. Sorry about that. Something happened to the camera and froze. I'm testing a new camera here. So this tank here is my daughter's beta tank. For some reason, tons of algae. So I cleaned it up, threw in a sponge filter, because I used to have that Dinarale cornet, little mini corn tank, filter, whatever it's called. Wasn't really crazy about it, so threw in the sponge filter because as I said before, I just trust these filters. These filters are awesome. Threw in a few Amanos, and hopefully that'll clear up soon. And then I'm not sure what I'll put in there. Probably shrimps or something, culls maybe. I'm not sure. This tank here is the Pure Redline tank. The shrimps are breeding. They're not exploding population. I just noticed there's a dead shrimp in the back, and a whole bunch of shrimps. See right there, and a whole bunch of shrimp mourning around it, or actually waiting for it to die so they can eat it. There's quite a few babies. See if I can find some. They're tiny. There's some in this corner here. So there's quite a few babies in here. I'm not too crazy about these shrimps. I might get rid of them and use this tank for possibly my wild type crystal black shrimps. We'll see. I'm not sure what will happen. Okay, moving on to the next one here is the Taiwan Bee, project, infamous Taiwan Bee project. What can I say about this one? Ups and downs. I have neglected the tank, haven't done water changes probably 2 months or so it really did show with the population. They started disappearing and dying, and babies didn't survive, and so I took the initiative to actually get it back on track, and now there's quite a few. Since then there's quite a few babies that popped up, and these are all actually babies that actually just grew up. So not much to say. Hopefully this is still my breeding project. Hopefully it'll be okay. I know there's quite a few blue bolts. For some reason blue bolts are doing really well in this tank. So if all goes south, I will just keep blue bolts in this tank. Alright. So there's that. Sponge filter, HMF filter. Pretty good. There's a nice red ruby. Just want to show you guys. Yep, that's beautiful. I have some red bolts. They're not really high grade, but they're nice. If I can find one right now. There's a low grade red bolt with blue cheeks. Yeah. Anyways, moving on to the next one. I don't want this video to be too long. This here is the babies, basically the because if you remember, I use Michelins for my Taiwan Bee project. So all the babies that weren't Taiwan bees, I threw them in this tank. So all these guys are babies from my Taiwan Bee project. There's quite a few babies. They're not babies anymore. I keep saying babies. Offspring. There's quite a few. They're eating the apple leaf there. I didn't throw any food. Maybe I should, just for you guys. I'll throw some food, and these guys are always hungry, so just hold on for a second. I will get some food, if I can find some food. I will make another video for, just hold on, that will show you what I'm actually feeding my shrimps. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw in some food. See if I can focus first. Alright guys, see if I can get it right in that spot. Close enough. Now these guys are always hungry, so we'll see what happens. As soon as they start smelling it. Okay, this is the first time I don't see them run towards the food. It's kind of weird. These guys, if I feed 5 times a day, they will always gang up on that piece of food. Okay, I'll keep going and then I'll come back to it so you guys can see. I know there's gonna be tons of shrimps eating it. So here we have the wild tap Crystal B. This tank is full. You know what, I'll actually throw some food in here just so you guys can see as well. See if I can get that bowl. Missed it. Alright, so same with as the other guys. These guys are always hungry. Maybe because it's a 5-gallon tank and there's hundreds of them in there. Same with sea shrimps. See those sea shrimps? I think they're harmless. They're kind of annoying. Let's see what's happening in the other tank. Yeah, there's a few. You got tons of food in there. Alright, so wild tap Crystal Black doing really well in this 5-gallon, one of my most stable tanks. Okay, so if somebody tells you can't keep him in it's not good to keep him in a 5-gallon or a 10-gallon and less, well, he's a proof, guys. There's no problem. Just make sure you have a lot of vegetation like I do. Alright, maybe just a little close up here. Okay. Moving on to the next one here. This is my Snow White painted fire red tank. I only have about 8 painted fire reds and 5 crystal black. Crystal black. Snow White. It's quite opposite, isn't it? Let's see if I can zoom in. These guys are actually, you know how the grade shows when you turn off the lights, they'll all get, you know, weak colors or weak white coverings, and these guys are actually like glow in the dark. It's amazing. So Snow White's painted fire red cherry shrimps. Moving on to the next one. This guy, this is the Blue Dream shrimp tank. These guys are Neocaridinus, and there's 2 berry females. I got the inert substrate in this one because I'm trying new things, and right now as it stands, I think even for Neocaridinus I'd use the buffered substrate, to be honest. Okay, just a sponge filter. I'm gonna put more plants into this one. That brick on the side, don't waste your money, it doesn't do anything. Okay, that's the Benibachi, I forgot the name of it. It's just a little brick basically. It's a gimmick, okay? Alright, so there's that. Moving on to the next one, Crystal White Shrimp. I used to have these guys, then they died off, but I like these guys, so I got some more. Alright, so I set up a tank for them. This is a 5-gallon tank as well. Let's see if I can focus on some of them properly. Alright, there you go. A beautiful shrimp, I love them. They're very hardy. One thing I noticed, that The thinner the shell is, the easier the shrimp is to keep. So that's why tangerine tigers, my crystal black shrimps, and these guys are really easy to keep because they don't have molting problems, right? The thicker the shell, the harder for them is to molt. So there you go. That's pretty much all the. One thing to note that this tank here is something I'm testing, something new. It's actually the 88 Amazonia Light substrate. Okay, so it takes less time to cycle, and it is true. I tested that, so in about 2 weeks I can cycle the tanks. Whether it's gonna be the longevity of the substrate, if it's gonna buffer for a longer time, I'm not sure. So that's something that I'm gonna be testing, and I'll keep you guys posted. But that's, let me see if I can zoom in. This guy here it's a crystal white shrimp, but it's almost covered in white, which is kind of interesting. It'd be interesting to keep these guys and breed them out for the full coverage of white, because that would be really white. Alright, usually that's how they look like. Anyway, so that's that. So that's pretty much covered. Let's go back just to see. So there you go. There's some shrimps there eating. Now these guys here, let me see. This is crazy. Look at that. Okay, my camera. Oh, there we go. There you have it. There's a few red ones in there. Maybe I'll talk about that some other time. But that is a result of a breeding project that somebody had before. Okay, guys. So there you have it. That's my update for now. I don't want to keep this video too long. If you have any questions, please drop me a line. And I want to thank all of you for the support, both my dedicated supporters and haters as well, because I got a few of those, so that's awesome too. Thanks for watching, guys, and Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and Happy Holidays as well. Okay, so I will try to do more videos, I promise. Okay, see you guys.